Dear students, have you heard the story of Raktabijasura and goddess Mahakali? What happens there? If one drop of the blood from the body of Raktabijasura, if it falls to the ground, it becomes one more Raktabijasura. This, it feels little insane to hear, but yet, and one interesting fact and wonderful thing is what such organisms do exist on the earth. That is what we are going to learn in this video. Those who are finding difficult to understand these asexual methods of reproduction, if you are having any confusion, just you go through this video, it becomes very much simple. Coming to first, we need to understand what is asexual method of reproduction. It's very simple. Here only one organism, it is giving birth to the next organism, means no two organisms are required to produce new young one. So that is asexual method of reproduction, right? Now this reproduction, how it takes place, different methods are there in that. First method we are learning is what? Fission. Fission, say for example, here if you take amoeba and bacteria, just one cell divides into two. That is called binary fission, becoming two cells, right? Binary fission. Amoeba or bacteria, they can be cut in any plane. Just amoeba, if it is divided into any plane, it becomes two cells, right? But coming to here, next one, leishmania, that has particular orientation here. Means for body, it cannot divide in any plane. Okay, particular orientation is through that only it divides. Okay, so that is what coming under binary fission. Next, coming to what? Multiple fission. Multiple fission is very much simple again. What? Plasmodium, it is a malarial parasite, right? What happens? That is also dividing into many cells simultaneously. So that is called what? Multiple fission we say. Okay, Plasmodium, it is what? Malarial parasite. It divides into many cells simultaneously, remember. Okay, yes. Next, after this, coming to second method, that is what? Budding. Okay, coming to budding, what happens here? Budding hydra, if you take for example, hydra, it has some special cells. Okay, they are called specialized cells, they are called regenerative cells. Okay, with those cells it can reproduce. How it reproduces, hydra? It projects one outward growth from its body. Okay, here from this only it starts growing one more hydra. Okay, and later it detaches from that parent plant. Okay, that parent organism. From parent organism it is detaching from that, right? So this is what budding. In budding also what? Regenerative cells are used. This you should get it cleared. Hydra appears in regeneration also, in budding also. Okay, that we are going to learn in detail now, right? Coming to here, this is of hydra's reproduction, right? It sends outward projection, through that only it makes one more hydra that is detaching from that parent hydra. And yeast also, they too undergo what? Budding. Through that budding they are reproducing, right? Next, here yeast is what? Unicellular organism and hydra is multicellular organism. See, in multicellular organisms sometimes it is not possible to reproduce like that, because what happens in multicellular organism, different types of cells are there. Okay, different types of tissues will be there. They are organized into tissues. These tissues are well organized in the body. Okay, particular organ they are making, right? So that is why only single individual cell cannot reproduce all the entire body, but it is existing only in few organisms. Okay, in multicellular organisms. Yes. Next, coming to here, what? Fragmentation. Coming to fragmentation, what happens here? For example, spirogyra, if you take, that is algae. What happens if it grows to the adulthood stage? After maturation, what happens? It simply breaks into two or three pieces. Each piece it grows into new organism. Okay, new spirogyra it becomes. This is how, if you have observed the lakes or ponds, okay, boundaries will be covered with the green patches. That is what we call what? Algae. Okay, it will be covering soon because of what? That fragmentation process. Just it breaks into two or three pieces. Each piece grows into new spirogyra. That is what is called what? Fragmentation. Fragmentation is a method of what? Asexual method of reproduction, we can say. Yes. Next here, fragmentation, spirogyra over. Now coming to regeneration. In regeneration, it is very much interesting fact. You take here, what here? Planaria is there here, starfish is there, hydra. Okay, all the three are there here. All the three, they have a capacity. They are just similar to that Raktabijasura. What happens if you cut them into any number of pieces? No problem. just each piece it grows into new organism. Means what? It develops that missing part of that body, whatever it may be. Means what? That single cell, it has the capacity of proliferating and just creating that particular number type of cells and tissues, okay, later organs also. That is how it is able to reproduce that whole organism. That is why these have that capacity of what? Regeneration, okay. Whatever this one, linear it may be, starfish it may be, hydra it may be, if they are cut into pieces, they grow into new organism. So here this is about regeneration, okay. Next, coming to here, next method, it is definitions are already given here, just you can see. And regeneration is not the method of reproduction. This you have to keep in mind in the examination. This may be asked, because what happens if it is cut by either accidentally or intentionally, only then it develops that missing part and grows into new organism, okay. But it is not depending on somebody to come and cut me, I want to reproduce, no, okay, that is not possible, right? So that is why it is not the method of reproduction, but it can again reproduce into what, it can cover up that individual organism, whatever that missing part is there, that becomes whole organism, only that much. Yes. Next, coming to here, spore formation. Here planaria, starfish over, okay, that also. Next, coming to spore formation. Spore formation, what happens here? You might have seen that bread mold in that hair like structures you might have seen. That is usually, that is called hyphae, and its name is what? Rhizophus, okay. Each rhizophus, it is picture is not drawn here, okay. If you come to this hyphae or rhizophus, see, if you take here what one blob like structure we find, okay, from this blob like structure we what call this as what? Sporangia, okay. This sporangia contains so many number of cells inside it, okay, or spores we call, okay. This spore, it is also covered with hard coating, because if there is high temperature and all, it should not be affected. So when it comes in contact with any moisturous place and nutrition also, what happens? It will start growing there, okay. Fungus, you might have seen even on some objects also we find that one, but usually wherever it finds on the food, if it is settled during rainy season and all, they will be spoiled soon, because of what? This fungus will be floating in the air. If it is moisture and nutrition, it grows faster, okay. So this is what? Spore formation. Through this it reproduces, okay. uh, this comes examples what? Fungus it may be, otherwise ferns or mosses, okay. These are just reproduction, means they are reproducing through what? Spore formation. Spores are floating into the air continuously, okay. Wherever moisture is there, they will attack there, they will start growing there, okay. That is how we can say that spore formation. That is also one more asexual method of reproduction. Next, coming to one more method, that is vegetative propagation. Vegetative propagation means very simple. In plants, we find these parts usually. What are they? A stem, root, leaves. These are common or not? Okay. Each part, if you cut the stem, stem grows into new plant. If you cut the leaves grows into one leaf. It over grows into next individual plant there. In the same way, root also. Just by cutting root, it grows into new plant. So this is what these parts, what? Root, stem, leaf, they are called vegetative parts of a plant. Okay. If the plant is reproducing through any one of these vegetative parts, then we call it as what? Vegetative propagation. Remember. Okay. Vegetative propagation. This vegetative propagation is very much useful in agriculture. It is very much helpful for the farmers, because what happens? They will do layering or grafting of sugar cane, rose, grapes, okay. They will use for that, even jasmine also. And why they are using that is very much helpful. How it is helpful? These are producing flowers and fruits earlier than those which are produced by seeds, okay. That is one advantage, okay. Next, one more advantage, if you say, here they are genetically similar to the parent plant, okay. That is also most important here, we can say. And this is what it is used in agriculture. This is just about a vegetative propagation, okay. If you go through that here, in that also it is given here a stem, like example, rose and sugarcane, they are produced by what? Stem, by cutting stem. Leaves, bryophyllum. And coming to this sweet potato, what is that? Root. Right, these are different examples for vegetative propagation. So just if you go through this, just like a quick revision, in case if it is required, we will go in detail. A detailed lesson we can have in the next video. We will see. If you have any doubts, you can comment any topic it may be, so that I can take up that in the next class. Okay, that concept for next video. Thank you for watching.